join us, we'll call this meeting to order. Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you again for tuning in. As is normally our case, what we would like to do is offer anyone an opportunity to address the city. Ladies and gentlemen, anybody, would you like, nobody wants to take, anybody want to take a couple of minutes to address the city? 3 minutes, got my timer and everything? Any takers? No takers. All right, well then we're going to move on to the next piece, but before we do, real briefly, normally we have the honor of having our acting city administrator sit in at our council meetings, and she's not able to attend tonight, so Chris Dockendorf, our acting city administrator, is not able to make it here tonight, but in her stead, we have her replacement. So for tonight, we're going to have Lois Leeser here with us tonight. Lois works along with Chris and Angie, and Lois will be our acting Chris, who's our acting administrator, who's probably always acting. So if you have any questions, just address them straight to Lois, okay? Thank you and welcome.
Thank you.
All right, now we're on number 3 of the agenda. We need to approve the agenda.
Motion.
Jamie, thank you. Can we get a second?
Second.
Dave, thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Excellent. Item number 4, the consent agenda. Young lady, if you would be kind enough, please. This is where you get to read for the first time.
Okay, sure. The consent agenda. Letter A, minutes from January 26th, 2016. Recommendation to approve the minutes of the January 26th, 2016 City Council meeting as presented. Letter B, one-day gambling license, Ducks Unlimited Rich Spring, Chapter 119. Recommendation to approve Form LG 220 application for exempt permit to conduct one-day gambling for Ducks Unlimited, Rich Spring, Chapter number 119, for a raffle to be held April 9th of 2016 at the Great Blue Heron. Furthermore, to waive the 30-day waiting period for said permit. Letter C, sale of 2011 Chevy Impala. Recommendation to accept the bids for the 2011 Chevy Impala and award the sale of said vehicle to the apparent high bidder, Timmy Stewart, for $2,550.
Thank you. Council, before we ask for a motion, are there any questions? All right, hearing none, can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Dave, thank you. And a second?
Second.
Jamie, thank you. Motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Any further comments? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Excellent. Thank you very much. And again, Lois, thank you. We're on to item number 5. Item number 5 is our Public Works Director, John Stevie, and he's got a couple of really good, really exciting things to share with us. So, John, if you would, please.
Good evening. All right, so we got a little well update. Oh, first of all, we have Ron kind of threw in a last minute request on Monday actually, that we're running a little bit low on salt. So we'd like to order 2 more loads of salt yet this spring. The total for that is like $4,300. And that'll come out of the budget line item $63.15, which it's budgeted for $10,000 this year. So, and Ron kind of explained to me that's what the process they do. They'll order some now this spring. That'll take them through the end of the winter season this year, and then this fall they'll use up the rest of the budget on the salt, and that's kind of how they operated that. So,
Yep.
so I need a motion for that.
We need a motion to approve that?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I get a motion to buy some salt?
I'll make a motion.
Jamie, thank you. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Jan, thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Perfect. Buy some salt. Use it wisely.
Awesome. Then a well update. Brian and I met with, and our city attorney met with the Fraley's attorney to discuss some stipulations on the land purchase. There was, we're still working on the price yet, but it's mostly electrical questions. Excel kind of threw a little curveball in there for us, so we're working on that now, and we did get some good feedback today that the Fraley's are working on the design of their pivot with their irrigator now, so we should be moving forward with that.
Excellent. Thank you.
DNR update. On Thursday, we had a conference call with the DNR to discuss current appropriations on our wells. and what they will allow in the future. Their proposal is to shut down city well number 3, only allow the brewery 20 million gallons a year out of their wells, and allow the city 200 million gallons a year out of our wells 4, 5, and 6. All this is based on us starting up the new well field at the Fraley property. So it's kind of something we've been expecting over the last few months. It's just we had a conference call and they kind of made it pretty clear to us now that that's what the stipulations are.
Okay. Is this as bad as you thought? Is it better than you thought? Is this as good as it gets?
It's probably as good as it gets, but I guess in the future it could get better. This is what they can allow right now with the current modeling they've done on the stream over the last couple years or however long they've been doing that. As far as the brewery getting 20 million gallons a year, I guess that's better than we thought. We thought they were going to get 0.
Okay.
So it's kind of a little bit of a bonus, but Luke Skinner from the DNR did state that it could eventually go up in the future if the modeling is showing that it's not having an impact on the stream as bad as what it has in the past. So
Well, it seems like they've let up a little bit then.
a little bit, yeah. And we're working hard with them, and
And well number 3, is that nitrates high in that one? Is that,
that one's right on the stream too.
okay.
And-
So they want to eliminate the impact on that one,
Yeah.
then give them a little bit of leeway on the other.
Right.
200 million sounds like 200 million gallons. I don't know about you, but from where I sit, that sounds like a tremendous amount. How much do we normally use? And maybe you can't even answer that.
Yeah,
And
I don't
then if the brewery takes on more capacity, and how long will it take to get a new well on board? And are we putting ourselves in a box, or are we going to be able to survive this?
Well, that's just the appropriations they're going to allow for the current wells we have. And currently, right now, our appropriations are 250 million gallons a year.
Okay.
So that's not even the 250, but this is kind of all based on if we start up a new well field out at the Fraleys. And then that would have a totally separate appropriations.
Okay.
So it would go, we'd probably get our 250 over there or more. It depends on what we get. I don't know, we're working on that yet, but the 200 million gallons a year right now would be what maybe the brewery would be able to live off of. And then the city would be on the new well field
Okay.
at that time. So as of right now, I mean, if the brewery expands or anything in the time being that we start up our well field, we'll be in a little bit of a pinch, and we might have to at least start boring a well or something. But
Okay.
that's something we'll work on. And
In an ideal world, and I know you don't have a crystal ball, and if you do, you haven't told us about it yet, but what's the time for the well? Is that a 1-year project, a 2-year project? Is that dependent upon what the quality of the water looks like? What can you tell us? And again, my concern is, and I think others would ask the same question, is this going to be enough, and what are we doing to make certain that everybody's got, we need water. How do we know we have enough for everybody?
well, I think for starters, and Brian can chime in at any time, but for starters, I think it's going to be the quality of the water we get. And then also the bonding. We're kind of waiting on that because none of the money is reimbursable that we do beforehand. So I think we find out what the end of March or May,
Well, the final decision is in June.
June. So I mean, we're kind of waiting until then before we do any more major work out there. Plus, we have to acquire the land, and we haven't done that yet. But,
Ultimately, we're looking at, if we do need some sort of treatment, likely, in all likelihood, it's online early 18.
Okay. 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 And again, just to make sure that everybody understood what you just said, if we do have to treat the water, by the time we drill the well, pipe it to where we need to, put the plant online, it's sometime early 2018 before we can do that.
Correct.
Okay?
and our current appropriations are 250 million gallons a year, and that will go till the end of 17. Basically, is what we're working with the DNR.
Okay.
So I mean, this 200 million gallons is just for future, after 17.
Okay, so
we're good
So
for-
we're good
Yeah.
until end of 17, first part. Thank you. That's what I was hoping that somebody could tell me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
confused a little bit,
And the DNR has indicated that, they have a deadline of the end of 2017, but they've indicated as long as we have a process, we're moving forward, we're working towards a new well field, they've indicated they're going to be flexible.
Okay.
We were constantly having conference calls and different meetings with DNR and giving them updates, and as long as we show progress, they're happy.
Okay, excellent, perfect. Council, anything else for John? John, anything else for the council?
Nope, that's all I got.
Excellent, thank you so much, I appreciate it. Item number 6 on the agenda, Brian, city engineer, I believe it is your turn.
Mr. Mayor and Council, we'll start with a well-related item, as long as that's what we're talking about. I think last week or so, week before, Chris had been working with Stearns Electric. Stearns Electric is not our electric provider in town, but they do help facilitate rural economic development loans for cities. So what this is that through Stearns Electric, they're able to loan money basically on behalf of the USDA. There's a couple different programs. One of them we could apply for up to $360,000, 0% interest for 10 years. Another one, a different program, they can apply for up to $1 million, 0% interest for 10 years. The way I understand it is both of these do have an administrative fee of 1%, so there is a little bit of a, I guess you could think of an interest charge. It's 0% interest, but we do have to help Stearns Electric in their cost to facilitate the loans, so they charge 1%. Basically, she talked with Dave Greenis at Stearns Electric. He feels we would score high due to the importance of this project. And what this is it's something to, if we do not get bonding money, it's something to help supplement. It's basically one of the funding sources we're going to be turning to. As cheap a money as we can really find, 1%. So we feel it's a good process to get started on the application. It takes about 6 months to apply. Stearns Electric does do the application for free on our behalf. So I think Chris had a resolution as well, looking for the council's approval, basically to get started with that application process. Again, these are a loan that's administered through Stearns Electric. They are basically the facilitator of that money.
Okay,
So we also had, one more thing, we had, she did confirm that if we do apply for this and get it, but we do get the bonding money and don't need it, that's okay. We need to start that but we need to start the application process. They're okay if later we back out and say, well, we got lucky and got bonding money, well then we aren't required to take this money.
Okay, excellent. Council, what questions do you have for Brian? I mean, about this program, or these programs?
I think we need to take advantage of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Make the application, get our name in the hat anyway.
I agree.
I
Again,
agree.
1% money is again, free is better, but 1% is about as good as we're going to get. So I agree with you. My only concern was the last thing you just talked about. With most grants, if you apply for the grant, you have to take the money, because if you don't, the next time you apply, your name automatically goes to the bottom of the list, and that's not a good place to be. But you said that that's not the case with these loans.
That is not the case.
Perfect, excellent. Dave, were you gonna, okay?
No, I got nothing.
All
No
right.
questions.
Then I think what we should do before we have Brian move on to the next thing is we should have Lois read the recommendation then.
To approve resolution number 2016-04, a resolution approving an application for a rural economic development loan.
Can I get a motion, please?
I'll make a motion.
Jamie, thank you. A second?
I'll second it.
Dave, thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Excellent. Let's get it done.
All right, otherwise, just working on finalizing our designs for County Road 2. The county plans have been submitted to state aid because it is a county state aid highway, a CSAH. CSAH 2, they need to get state approval on their plans. So that's been submitted. They expect those back in a couple weeks. There'll probably be some revisions, send those back, and we're still looking to bid probably end of February, beginning of March.
Excellent.
I see they
Questions?
started some work up by the roundabout.
Yeah, they have. Thank you. They've started working on removing the 3 houses by the roundabout. The county has also, and some of you may have gotten some feedback from some of the residents, the county has been out and started staking some of the temporary easement locations. So the county will be buying, in order to construct the road, a temporary easement from people. Depends on how the road is constructed. how the yard lays, et cetera. I think there have been some stakes out there. I think there was a preliminary letter sent from the county to a lot of the property owners along the corridor who would be affected. And then I think coming up soon, the county will be sending out their offer for the temporary easement. So they purchased that from the property owner.
I understand they've been putting out some little flags, marking flags, and putting down some spray paint. Can you say anything about,
And that's what they're marking those temporary easements. So that's the flags and the marking paint that you see is marking that out so the property owners have a better idea of where those easements actually are. It's a
Okay.
lot different to see it in person versus seeing it on a piece of paper.
if somebody sees that and has questions, concerns, to whom should they be directing it? Should they call Lois? Should they call John? Should they call Brian? Should they call Pete? Who do they address the questions to?
At this point, the best person to address those easement questions is actually the county,
Okay,
because they're the ones, how we've split the project up, they're
Yep.
covering the road work, so they're covering those temporary easements.
okay,
And I believe in the letter that was initially sent, there should have been contact information in there as well.
Okay.
Of who to contact at the county.
okay. So if they have questions, they should contact the people whose name is on the letter. And if they don't have a letter, they should talk to their neighbor that's on the site so that the neighbor can give them that contact
And
information.
it would be Stearns County Public Works.
Stearns County Public
Their
Works.
telephone number is 255-6180.
Okay.
Now I'm impressed.
Did you? That's impressive. Okay. Do you have any other predictions and prognostications? I mean, we're after the Super Bowl. I get that. What else? What else can you pull out for us?
I've used it all up.
You've used it all. That's pretty impressive, my friend. All right, council. Any other questions about this? All right. Thank you. What else you got for us?
That's all I have.
That's all you've got? Excellent, appreciate it. Council, anything? Good. Gentlemen, thank you very much. We're on
Thank you,
item
guys.
number, I'm sorry? I was yakking, sorry. That's surprising. Anyway, item number 7 on the agenda. Lois, if you would, please.
Sure. Approve resignation of part-time police officer. Recommendation to accept the resignation of part-time police officer Brian Paterka.
Council, any questions about that at all? Real briefly, he has other employment with another city, and it can't give us hours that we need, that kind of stuff. So they came to a conclusion that the best thing they can do is for him to resign. So that's what he's doing. He's chosen to go that route. If I can get a motion to pass this resolution.
I'll make a motion.
Dan, Dave, thank you. Can I get a second?
Second.
For Jamie, thank you. Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Excellent. So thank you very much, Brian, for your time and your efforts. We do appreciate very much what you've done for us. Item number 8, please.
Authorize advertisement for a part-time police officer. Recommendation to authorize the advertisement for one part-time police officer position.
Questions? Otherwise, can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Jamie, thank you. Second?
I'll second.
Jan, thank you. Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Excellent, thank you. Item number 9. Rose, if I can introduce that, too, please.
Sure. List of bills and additions. Recommendation to approve and accept payment of the accounts payable according to the list and supplemental list presented by city staff.
Let's pay our bills.
That's a motion from Fran, can I get a second?
Second.
Jamie, thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? All good to go then. All right, item number 10. We're going to do something different. Usually I pick on Jamie first. This time we're going to turn our attention this way, and we're going to pick on Lois first. Any questions, comments?
No, I really don't. I guess I do just have one question for John. Where did you say you were buying the cell phone?
You know what, I don't know offhand. It's the same
Okay.
place we bought it the last time.
Okay, that's probably all I need to know.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, Fran,
Nothing.
Jen,
Nothing.
Dave,
Got nothing.
Jamie.
Nothing, sir.
Okay, I've got nothing at this point either. So it looks like where we are right now is on item number 11 of our agenda. I need a motion, please.
I'll make a motion.
Dave, thank you. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Jamie, thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. Wonderful meeting. Thank